President Buhari assures public and private sectors of a guaranteed future at retirement, launches micro-pension plan. Federal government to expand its social investment program to actualize its next level pledge to Nigerians. And Minister of Information and Culture at Budget Defense says government policy on ease of doing business has produced results. Good afternoon and welcome to Panorama. I am Obehe Otubo Aprasai. Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has won the Adamawa State 2019 governorship election after polling over 376,000 votes at the end of the supplementary election. Tafawa Hamza Mayo reports.
Ahmadu of PDP, having satisfied the requirements of the law and scored the highest number of votes, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
Professor Andrew Haruna of Federal University Gashua declared the result of the governorship election in Adamawa State started on the 9th and ended on the 28th of March 2019 through supplementary election. Fintiri of the PDP won with over 376,000, beating the incumbent Governor Muhammad Umar Jibrilla of the APC, who scored 336,386, while Senator Abdul Aziz Nyako of African Democratic Congress ADC got 113,237 votes. The election was keenly contested, while 29 candidates participated, out of which 4 were female. The state returning officer, Andrew Haruna, appreciated all stakeholders for their cooperation and pressed that be maintained for the good of all. In Yola, Tafawa Hamza Mayo, NTA News.
Pending issues on pension payment in federal public sector will be resolved by the federal government as a deliberate attempt towards restoring the dignity of all those in retirement. President Muhammadu Buhari gave the assurance at the formal launch of the micro pension plan, which is a unique financial product introduced by the National Pension Commission towards expanding the nation's pension coverage to the informal sector of the economy. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
Micro pension plan.
This drama presentation depicting the features and benefits of the micro pension plan sets the tone for the launch of the new pension savings product as President Muhammadu Buhari formally registered Sagiri Shawai, a Keke Napep operator from Karu village, as first participant. Designed to fit the peculiarities of the various informal sector workers, the micro pension plan, which democratizes the savings culture in Nigeria, perfectly aligns with the social investment programs of the federal government. For President Muhammadu Buhari, the micro pension plan is a natural next step towards consolidating the achievements recorded so far by the provision of grants, concessionary loans, and technical support to farmers, traders, and SMEs through the SME clinics, thereby changing lives in many positive ways.
The federal government will continue to support the National Pension Commission to ensure a successful rollout of the product. The Financial System Strategy 2020 is also hereby directed to support this initiative within the framework of its activities, especially as it relates to financial inclusion. In addition to this program, we are also working tirelessly to sanitize some of the rot within the pension system we inherited.
The president promised Nigerians that despite the lean resources of government, his administration is committed to resolving all pending issues on pension payment in the country.
We will ensure all hardworking Nigerians in the private sector, both formal and informal, can retire without fear. We have already started on this journey. We must all come together to ensure these reforms are fully implemented and their positive impact is felt by the rightful beneficiaries.
This is the first time such window of opportunity is being opened to self-employed Nigerians and those working in the informal sector to participate and enjoy the benefits inherent in the contributory pension scheme.
We expect that within few years of implementation, the micro pension plan will not only expand the pension coverage to a greater number of Nigerians, but will boost the quantum of the pool of long-term pension assets available for economic development.
The pension fund administrators, consistent with the guidelines developed by PENCOM, have put in place appropriate structure and infrastructure to ensure adequate coverage of the plan and trained manpower to facilitate excellent customer service to the participants.
Records from the National Pension Commission show that as at January 2019, Nigeria has over 8.74 trillion naira pension assets belonging to over 8.4 million formal sector participants. This is not only changing Nigeria's financial landscape, but also transforming the course and pace of its socio-economic development. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari says without social, political and economic stability, no nation can effectively manage its resources for public good. The president stated this while granting audience to Special Envoy of the President of the Republic of Congo, Mr. Jean-Claude Gakoso. Adamu Sambo again has the report.
Mr. Jean-Claude Gakoso, who is the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Congolese in the diaspora, is here to convey a special message to President Muhammadu Buhari on behalf of President Denis Sassou Nguesso. President Buhari noted the Republic of Congo as a medium oil producer in Africa, saying Nigeria will sustain the highly beneficial collaboration and cooperation with the country so as to get the best from their resource potentials and invest for development. He, however, stressed the need for peace and stability so that such resources can be used for the good of the people. Stability, President Buhari insists, is critical if a country would manage its resources effectively. In Nigeria, for instance, the president said he is fully aware of the country's challenges, including deficient in infrastructure, and promised that in his last lap in office, he will do his very best to improve on the nation's political and economic stability. The special envoy, on behalf of his president, formally congratulated President Muhammadu Buhari on what he called his brilliant performance at the last presidential election. He wished the president wisdom and good health so that he can continue to lead his people efficiently and effectively. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
The social investment programs of the Buhari administration is to be expanded as the government settles down to actualize its next level pledge made to Nigerians. This was part of the message sent by President Muhammadu Buhari to the 11th Bola Ahmed Tinubu colloquium in Abuja. Saliu Abdullahi reports.
The Tinubu colloquium started in 2008 when the APC national leader attained the age of 56. Since then, the event has become an annual ritual which families, friends and well-wishers, particularly the political class, look forward to. The 11th edition, to celebrate the 67th birthday of the political icon, like the past editions, attracted dignitaries from around the world to witness the event, which features presentations on social and economic issues that will impact on the society. The theme, Next Level, with emphasis on how to achieve prosperity on industrialization, job creation, and technology outsourcing for sustainable development, was treated by experts as part of the contribution to realize the slogan of the second tenure of the APC government. Vice President Yemi Oshibanjo, who represented the president, says President Muhammadu Buhari has championed a national rebirth, has been showcased through robust infrastructural development.
As the president has said repeatedly, we have no other focus, we have no other commitment second Buhari administration will work to increase electricity generation and rather transmission and distribution by more than 50% within the next 4 years. It's a challenge that you must go through, and we all must be held responsible for this.
It is expected that issues raised at the colloquium will be given considerations as the next level comes into effect on May 29th. Before then, Bola Tinubu enjoyed the company of the dignitaries to cut his 67th birthday cake.
And we are happy that God has blessed you with good health and long life.
Most especially Nigerian youth, we need the services of our leaders to be more committed to their cause.
My take from this is the issue of agro-processing. The future is bright.
In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, says public enlightenment efforts by the Ministry on critical issues and policies of government, like the Ease of Doing Business initiative of the present administration, have yielded favorable results. He emphasized this before the House of Representatives Committee on the Information, chaired by Olusegun Odebumi, while defending the ministry's budget proposal for 2019. Lami Ali has details.
Engaging both local and global public towards ensuring that they are on the same page with government and to avoid erroneous impressions, especially on policy-related issues and national challenges, remain the core mandate of the ministry, which was why its proposals are tailored in that direction. Town hall meetings, public enlightenment messages, opinion polls and other promotional activities, according to the minister, have been helpful in creating awareness.
How this ease of doing business has promoted Nigeria from number 164. We've moved to number, I think, 169. 169. We've moved 24 places. And that's what we are saying. And that the effect, like I said, is that there will be more foreign investment to Nigeria.
Don't limit yourself to executive order. If you are sensitizing people on the executive order, policy of government, the law of the nation, where you feel necessary that you should enlighten people on it.
In the meantime, officials of the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, National Youth Service Corps, and Citizenship and Leadership Training Center had interactions with the House Committee on Youth Development on their proposals for 2019 and financial performance in 2018.
We do the needful this time around, that we make sure that the welfare of corpers are being taken care of more adequately, and especially the allowances and other emoluments that are supposed to accrue to them.
In another development, the House Committee on Healthcare Services has queried the Director General of the National Agency for Food and Drugs Administration and Control, NAFDAC, over alleged inconsistencies in its budget documents pertaining spendings.
So how come your 2018 budget, you've already done over 80% of the expenditure without approval by National Assembly?
The committee directed NAFDAC to bring forward some documents for further scrutiny. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
It's time for a commercial break. Panorama continues shortly.
Can I see your particulars, sir?
Officer, my particulars no dey here.
In that case, you'll have to come with me to the police station.
Officer, which levels? Where I for find you something make you take arrange your weekend.
What? Offense number 1, driving without particulars. Offense number 2, trying to bribe an officer of the law.
I won't harass Nigerians or take bribe. Change begins with me.
This message is brought to you by the National Orientation Agency in conjunction with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Thank you for staying with us. Acting Governor of Edo State, Philip Shaibu, has restated his resolve of the Obaseki's-led administration to focus on more economic reforms to keep youths meaningfully engaged and curb illegal migration and human trafficking. This was when he received a delegation from the Sweden Foreign Affairs Ministry. Elizabeth Owotoma reports.
The envoy in charge of refugee and immigration matters are in the state to seek common working relationship with Edo government. Acting governor told them that the current administration has embarked on numerous programs to create jobs for the teeming youths and discourage human trafficking and illegal migration.
It's far cheaper to have an economy that is running, that we engage them, and we can collaborate by doing legal migration through exchange programs than to continue to encourage idleness that result to this cartel.
The Sweden ambassador explains that the Sweden government will join hands with the state government to prosecute human traffickers.
For us to have a dialogue with you to discuss this issue is extremely valuable. Also for us when we come home, we can share our experiences, and hopefully that this will also strengthen our cooperation.
Governor Gordon Obaseki in May 2018 signed the Edo State Trafficking in Persons and Prohibition Law to help address the scourge of human trafficking and irregular migration. In Benin, Elizabeth Owotoma, NT News.
Meanwhile, the Oba of Benin, His Royal Majesty Ewai II, wants tougher punishment for human traffickers and receiver countries. He has also urged the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, to join in the fight and help rehabilitate victims. This was when he received the U.S. Charge d'Affaires, David Young, in his palace. Ifoma Okafor reports.
Assuring the United States Charge d'Affaires of his readiness to work with them, the Benin monarch solicited grants for the Oba Ewai II Foundation to rehabilitate victims of human trafficking.
If USAID can come up with a program to work with my foundation to discourage human trafficking, and then also rehabilitate those that have been involved in illegal migration that are now returning back.
Mr. Young appreciated Oba Ewai for his pronouncements against human trafficking and illegal migration, which he observed have had great impact in bringing freedom to the victims.
But I wanted to particularly express deep appreciation for all your personal leadership and efforts in combating human trafficking.
He informed the Oba that the American government has adopted an approach to prevention, protection, and prosecution in the fight against human trafficking. In Benin, Ifoma Okafor, NTA News.
Ekiti State government is collaborating with traditional rulers to curb all forms of criminal activities in the state. A forum to strategize on this held in Ado Ekiti, the state capital. Kola Adebobuyi reports.
Areas of concern which the state government is proposing urgent action to curb include the increasing incidence of defilement of minors in Ekiti State, zero tolerance policy for all forms of violence against women, legislation on street trading, as well as Ekiti State property protection, anti-land grabbing bill to set a sample for best practices in the country.
Rape and child development, it is becoming an embarrassment to the state. It challenges our values.
Chairman of the Council of Obas and Oloye of Oye Ekiti, Oba Oluwole Ademolaju, commended government for identifying the role of traditional institutions in administration of justice and promised cooperation of the council to achieve success.
On all the matters, the seal raping that we want to encourage, or land grabbing, where for the peace that will bring peace to the state, we want to appreciate them.
The consensus of the stakeholders was that there can only be peaceful environment where law and order are maintained. In Ado Ekiti, Kola Adebobuyi, NT News.
Our discussion segment on Panorama is just after this break. Stay with us. After Goodluck's report. Edo State Government is partnering global technology giant Facebook for the provision of internet infrastructure, learning resources, and community support for teachers to strengthen the state basic education reform. Goodluck Enaini in this report examines the effect of this partnership to the education sector and how citizens can benefit also.
Education in the contemporary world cannot be separated from the technological revolution of the 21st century. This is why the Obaseki-led administration decided to revamp the education sector with emphasis on the basic level. In order to achieve this goal, the Edo Basic Education Sector Transformation EDOBES initiative was put in place. Under these initiatives, 7,000 teachers were trained on the use of technology in teaching, while 232 public primary schools were being renovated in line with the infrastructural renewal of the EDOBES initiative.
With the use of teacher computer, your teaching is controlled. Now they send teaching content every day and we are guided.
Developing the education sector alongside new innovations, including the use of technology and modern methods of teaching and learning, is the motive behind the Facebook SUBEB partnership and by extension, the EDOBES initiative. Apart from ensuring the improvement of teachers' professional e-learning and teaching capabilities, the pupils will be exposed early enough to the use of ICT, taking advantage of the wireless connectivity in public schools.
Laying fiber optics all around the town to make connectivity close and accessible to our schools. And so the Facebook angle is for the adoption and use of workplace by Facebook platform.
With what they are doing right now, it's going to create more innovations because with the internet, a lot of things can be accessed. In the nearest future, you'll see them coming out with different ideas. They'll tell you they can be able to achieve this, they can be able to design this, they can develop app, you know. It has a whole lot of coverage.
Recently, it